I've just gone into that fast stream on the other side. Oh, this feels a bit better. A little bit better anyway. Putting up some resistance. Yeah, that's a little bit better, isn't it? Yeah, perhaps we'll go over there. Yeah. Hi again. I'm back at the mill stream today, and where I was last week. And when I finished off last week, I was fishing the bridge swim, and while I was sitting there with a ledger out, or link ledger out, and catching a couple of dace that were taking 8 hooks with bread flake, it occurred to me it might be a good swim to float fish. So I'm back today, but it's going to be a bit different. I've brought my 14-foot match rod, and I'm going to float fish with centre pin. It may not work, may not do any good. I bought some maggots on the way here, but it'll be something different. I've been chasing chub for most of this season, so we'll see if we can get some dace, some roach perhaps. But I'm sure there are chubs sort of at the end of this swim, so if I trot down and feed in maggots, there is a chance I may pick up a chub as well. So we just have to see how it goes. Right, ready to go. Got my Shimano Speedmaster 14-foot match rod and a Rapid X2 2400, which I bought second hand quite a few years ago. And what I'm trying today, which I've never tried before, is one of these Drennan, what do they call them, loafer floats, which are small but extremely buoyant and take an awful lot of weight. And this is a 6.4 gram loafer. So I also got myself some Olivets rather than having a big stringer shot. So I've got a 6 gram one there, and I've got a 0.3 gram a bit further down, so I'm slightly undershotted. Got the hook caught in there, and I've got one of these Drennan ready tied 16 hooks to 4-pound line, and one of the red ones, which they're supposed to be for carp because you use them with red maggots. So that's basically the gear. As I say, it's all a bit new, all a bit different. And I really don't know what I'm going to get, if anything, but we'll see what happens. I may be too deep, but I don't know what the depth is, so I've just guessed at the moment. Oh, well, I suppose we could have expected that. Straight away, we have... Actually, I'm not sure it's a dace, it might be a chub. Probably the smallest chub I've caught this year. Yeah, looking at the mouth, I think it's a chub. Yeah, it is. Look at that for a chub. Ah, dropped it. Oh. Silly fish. Trying to get hold of him, he's so small. Okay. Well, if that's what we're going to catch all day, it's not going to be very interesting, is it? Yeah, we've got another little one. I've also bought a bit of red flake, so I can change to bread flake, which may improve things a bit. And that's another tiny little chub. It's good news that there's all these baby chub in here, but not very impressive to catch. Right. I've not snagged bottom yet, so I've just gone a bit deeper, a bit of trial and error. Caught a bit of grass. Certainly a heavy float. That may be snagging bottom now, it's going along a bit strangely. We know there's good chub down the bottom there. So the idea was that perhaps among all the little ones we may pick up something decent. It's interesting, I didn't get a small one that time, going a bit deeper, so that may be the secret. Because there's no maggots left on the hook. Well, that explains everything, doesn't it? That's why I didn't get a bite. Yeah, something's running with it, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's going to be all the small stuff today. Let's see what's in this little eddy, shall we? Yeah. Oh well, we'll persevere. No, not a diddly. Yeah. A little dace, I think. Well, I'm not sure my hopes of something bigger are going to materialise today. But we have to try these things. I've just gone into that fast stream on the other side. Oh, this feels a bit better. A little bit better anyway. Putting up some resistance. Yeah, that's a little bit better, isn't it? Perhaps we'll go over there. Yeah. I thought there might be some perch around, and sure enough, there's a perch. A little stripey. I've now had a couple of perch from this sort of slack of water here, so I'm concentrating on that at the moment, because out in the main flow all I'm getting is diddy dace and diddy chub, but I did have one small roach as well, but it was small. Yeah, that went straight away. I don't mind betting that was a perch. Went really under, no mucking about. Perhaps I'll put some more maggots down here rather than where I've been putting them. Yeah, this is obviously where the perch are, down in this slack. They're not big, but they're more interesting than the little dace. Whoa. The only trouble with perch is they do tend to swallow it. Here we go. Yeah. So much for the perch idea. Well, this isn't really working. It's teeming with small dace and small chub, and I'm just trying a bit of bread, see if that picks up a better fish, but if not, I may move over to the main river, because this doesn't seem to be working here. I just can't get through the small stuff. And it will be the same all along the stream, I guess. There goes the kingfisher again. Well, that was a bite on bread, but I didn't hook it. Alright, let's try one more go on bread, and as I say, I may move over the main river. There may be less small fish in the main flow. You never know. But this is teeming with them. It's I think the chance of getting through the small stuff and catching something decent is pretty remote. There's nothing big, is there? It's just pulling the bread off. Now, I think I'll have a move. This isn't going to work, I don't think. It was a good idea. Oh, well, I don't know if it was a good idea, but it was an idea. The other thing is I keep getting caught up in these reeds down here. Right, okay. I'll be back with you in a while. Well, I've moved over to the main river. Haven't seen anyone on the stretch. It's quite amazing really, even though there's a few cars in the car park. I'm on what they call a triangle, and I'm at the point of the triangle, the apex of the triangle, which I fished in winter. And I did have one decent chub out of here, but winter's entirely different to summer. I've noticed straight away there's lots of cabbages near the bottom of the water, so I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. I was hoping there'd be a bit more flow in the stream and I could drop the float down where the sort of two streams meet, because this is the junction of the main river and the lock cutting effectively, but there doesn't seem to be much flow. I still got the loafer float on, which is probably too bulky for this fishing, but I'll leave it for now and see how I get on. I put the loafer float on because the mill stream was quite turbulent and I needed a float that could ride that turbulence, but I don't really need that here, so I may need to re-tackle, but I'll see how I go first of all. It may pick up some perch, you never know. Whether we get anything else, I'm not too sure. Anyway, let's see what happens. My trusty Chub bait box, which I've had since I was a lad, has finally decided to sort of semi-expire. As you can see, the lid's cracked, so I went back to the car on the way here and booked up another box to transfer these maggots in. I didn't really want maggots in a box that was likely to fall apart. Probably need the I'm throwing into the wind here, so I probably need my little catapult. As I say, there may be some perch down by the edge here, but I was really on the mill stream. It was a fish a chuck, as they say, but it was all tiny little fish, and I didn't really want to do that all day. If I had thought that I was coming over the main river, I would have bought some hemp seed and tackled up differently and perhaps tried for the roach, but we are where we are, and we just see what happens. As I say, I don't know if there is any flow here, but it's 12:20, so I was fishing by about 11, I arrived. Oh, yeah, I think we have the same problem here as we had over there. That was a very fast bite, and I missed it. But we'll see. We'll see. At least they took the float under, but it may have the resistance of this float might have caused them to let go of the bait. I can shot this float down a little bit more. It's a lot more comfortable fishing here. I was perched a bit on the edge in that mill stream, and this is quite luxurious, really. Nice flat base and plenty of room to put things down. Yeah, there's no flow at all. When I caught the chub in the winter, there was a reasonable flow coming down this main river, and a sort of less strong flow coming out of the lock cutting, and I was casting down with a ledger into the crease between the two. But I've never fished here in this, well, it's not summer, but autumn, while the weed growth is still quite prevalent. Yeah, I think I'm catching on cabbage on the bottom. I can feel things as I pull in. I may need to go a bit shallower and got all the hallmarks of smaller fish. The first bite I had when I first cast in was fairly positive, but very quick. It was down and back up again very quickly. Yeah, something's running with that, isn't it? Yeah. Diddy roach. As I say, if I knew had known I was going to come over here, I would have bought some hemp seed and tackled up somewhat differently. These are obviously roach, and I've got too heavy a tackle or too heavy a float on for roach. If I want to catch these, I'm going to have to scale down. Right, Now on a waggler on a 16 hook, £3 bottom. Trouble is it's very light and the breeze is getting up, so I'm snooking myself here, but we'll see. Looks like a bite. Yeah. Oh, having said they were roach, we've now got a perch. Just take it right down. May not be able to get it. May not be able to get this one. This is a better fish. Yeah, it's a roach. Mind you, it made a bit of disturbance getting it in. It's definitely a better fish.
Please charge it in time.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I just snatched it out of the water. Oh well. Anyway, we're catching roach, which is better than those diddly little dace we were getting before. So, there's been some improvement.
Charge it in time.
I've got to go and put the battery pack on my head cam because it's telling me that the battery's run out or running out. So I'll be back, as they say. How did I know that was going to be a perch? The trouble with the perches, they're taking the damn thing right down. Something was running with that. I don't think I'm going to catch anything big today. Yeah, see the roach down there, but they're diddies. I don't know if a pike has moved in here, because I was getting a bite every cast, but I'm not getting anything now. But the last fish I caught was almost certainly a bleak, and I haven't caught a bleak since I was a youngster. Used to catch them in the Thames by the dozen, but yeah, so, but as I say, I was getting a bite a cast, but I'm not getting anything now, so I don't know if a predator's moved in. If it has, it's going to make short work of my terminal tackle should I hook another small fish. Yeah, I don't think today's going to be particularly successful. Perhaps I should have stayed in the mill stream, but to be honest, I was just getting small fish every cast, but it hasn't been much different here, so that's obviously the order of the day. Yeah, I'm not getting a touch now, which is weird. So I had a shoulder bleak or whatever they were. I think they were bleak. I could see them darting about. But now absolutely nothing. Oh, it could be a bite. Yeah. Well, what have we got this time? Yeah, certainly a roach. Minuscule roach. Well, I've just got a slightly better roach, but there's nothing to shout about, but unfortunately they seem to be taking it down. Yes, I say, a bit better. It's just pooed on me. Well, I haven't had the video on for a while, but all I've had is a few small roach. The breeze has come up a bit, which is making it quite tricky with this light float. And I thought I might get a few more perch fishing near the edges, but there's an awful lot of cabbage and other weed down there. I keep getting snagged and bringing in chunks of weed on the hook, so it's all a bit snaggy really. Yeah, so I just fancied a day on maggots and float, see what I could get. Perhaps I should have stayed at the mill stream, but you know, I was getting tons of bites there, but they were all little fish. So, I probably won't stay much longer. I don't think I'm going to get much more than a few more small roach, possibly, if that. Well, not a very successful day really. Perhaps I should have stuck out the mill stream a bit longer, but I was getting so many small fish that I thought it may be worth coming over the main river, but that didn't turn out any different really. I'd expected a bit more flow in the main river, and I was hoping to trot down, but it's actually more or less static, so that didn't work. And just like the mill stream, I was getting small fish, although I was getting a few more roach on the main river, but nothing of any size. So all in all, not too successful today, I'm afraid. But I caught a lot of fish, but they were all really quite small. Anyway, it was worth a try. I had this idea that I'd give it a try, and it may have worked, but it didn't. So that's the way it goes with fishing. So, until next time, I'll say bye for now, and cheers.